Okay, we give off part of this chemical potential energy as heat to our surrounding. So here's what we do. Our body stores energy in a form called fat. Fat is a lipid. Fat is normal to have. Everybody should have fat. We also use other compounds as well, such as glucose or glycogen. The chemical potential energy that is used to fuel our body to keep us alive, our heart beating, our digestive organs still working, is come from our digestive food. So basically our body takes in food, it breaks it down, sugars down to form glucose. Glucose then goes into a process called cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is able to then make ATP, which is the body's energy source. ATP is then used to do the things that are over here. We use what we call a calorie. And so you can see that you can tell how many calories you're using in an hour according to this graph. So people always ask, how do I know if I have a body frame that's small or large? If you take your thumb and your middle finger and you put it around your wrist at the thickest point across the bone, if your fingers touch, you're considered to have a small frame. If your fingers touch, you have a medium frame. If they overlap, you have a small frame, and if they don't touch, you have a large frame. And so then you can use that now to see how many calories you're burning. Kind of a fun little thing. So we transfer that into energy, and we have to take in food every single day. So 1 calorie equates to, and you can write this on your periodic tables, 4,184 joules. So for every gram of fat a person consumes, it supplies 9 calories or 9 C's of energy. Carbohydrates and proteins of each will supply about 4 calories per unit of energy. Now, don't just think, oh, well, I'll just eat more fat and less of everything else. That's not how it works. Our body would prefer to use carbohydrates over anything else. So we like carbohydrates. You need protein to build muscle. If you're trying to get bigger and lose weight, if you don't eat protein, you will actually gain more fat because your body is thinking you're starving itself. So please, fat is still good. Carbohydrates, get a balanced diet. And so the total amount of kinetic energy and gravitational potential energy is always following the law of conservation energy and mechanical energy. So even within our bodies, it does this. And so we'll always see a transfer. So make sure you have this equation on your periodic table. Super important to put down. And we gotta know, none of this can be created or destroyed. It's only changing from one form to the next. And so we have to make sure KE is equal to PE at every point within a system. Even if the PE or KE equals 0 at some point in the system, like we have a speed up here of 0 where it starts, it will then transfer back and forth within the system. Now, in a perfect thing, there's no friction. However, if there is friction involved, we will see mechanical energy turn into thermal energy. And so you do see what we consider a loss of energy, but you're not really losing energy. You'll see a loss of energy because you have this transferring over. Okay, and so we can see as the skier is going down the slope, he's starting at 52 meters high, but has a speed of 0 because he stopped. But he is going to accelerate his kinetic energy as he moves down the slope, which will then decrease his gravitational potential energy as he moves down. And so right now we are going to go to a second video where we're going to work on some practice problems for you. All right.